What is happening, guys? My name is Jamie, this is the Knowledge Reptile Shed, and in this video we're going to be building more 4x2 vivariums. Okay, so this build starts with a little story. Me and my wife were out and we came across a fledgling dove that needed some help. It was kind of trapped in a big DIY store, so we took it with us and we called up some rescue centres. We managed to get in touch with a sanctuary called Wild Touch, and these guys are only 30 minutes down the road from us. We've never been there or never dealt with them before, but we took this bird to them and I was absolutely amazed by what these guys are doing. So they take in a whole range of wildlife. I don't think there isn't anything these guys won't take in. But what I was kind of impressed by that you don't see too much, especially on a small scale, on a local scale, is the reptile section, and they also had a bird section as well. So these guys have got kind of like parrots and just loads of exotic birds, as well as a small selection of reptiles. Now most of these reptiles are kind of your really common pets that are just unwanted pets that they've got, and they're doing the best they can with what they had. So while we were there, we were talking about redoing some of the reptile house and how she wants to redo some of the reptile house. So what I decided to do is offer to build a 4x2x2 stack. So two 4x2x2s on top of each other as a single unit, just to help maybe get them started, see if they like the vivariums that I build, and then maybe in the future we can look at redoing the entire reptile house. So I think that covers the backstory for these vivariums. Let's head out to my workshop garage and let's start building a 4x2x2 stack of vivariums. Okay, so this is going to start the same way all my vivarium builds start. I buy in the 18mm hard-faced plywood. That's pretty moisture resistant, it's got a good sort of solid face on it, and the first thing to do is cut all the boards to length. You'll see what I do is I cut a plinth, or at least a strip of straight material first, and then I can use that as a guide for my circular saw. I'm just going to go through and work to my cut list and my plans and just go through and cut all of these boards to length. There is actually quite a lot of boards on this. This really is just almost like building two 4x2x2 foot vivariums, just we're missing either one ceiling or one floor of a vivarium, so they're joined together with a single piece of plywood between the two. So it's basically saved me buying 3 sheets of plywood instead of 2, so that is quite a big saving. A sheet of plywood's like almost 50 quid at the moment, so yeah, this is quite a good idea. So what I'm doing here is stacking a few sheets of wood on top of each other and cutting them. That saves a little bit of time, but just make sure all your measurements are correct, otherwise you are going to absolutely ruin your day by cutting multiple sheets the wrong size. Okay, so this vivarium construction is slightly different than anything I've ever done, because it just has one middle shelf and it isn't a unit that consists of just two 4x2s that I'm going to stack on top of each other. I'm going to have this one middle shelf that is going to be the floor of the top viv and the ceiling of the bottom viv. So to make that nice and secure, I'm going to try something I've never tried before, and I'm going to be using wooden dowels, similar to how like furniture's made. So I'm going to give that a go. And what I need to do is the back and the 2 sides. So I'm going to go around and get all my dowels drilled in my shelf, and then I can use that as a template on my sides and my back piece, and line everything up. And hopefully I've watched enough YouTube videos and read the instruction manual on the thing, so give it a go. So I'm not going to pretend I know everything about doing dowels. This was basically my first go, except from a practice run. But the jig I brought makes it really easy. Because once you've got your pieces of wood lined up and your line sort of marked where you want it, this thing really does sort of do all the hard work for you, and kind of lines all the holes up with the original holes and the dowels and things like that. So once that's all done, all I need to do is glue the dowels in and get ready to join the two pieces of wood together. So this is very new for me for building vivariums. What I've basically done is kind of marked a center line and then marked the holes. Everything's lined up with the dowels, so what I need to do now is, instead of kind of gluing and screwing everything together, I'm basically just gluing along the line and then tapping the actual piece of wood into the holes, and everything kind of lined up really well. I was super happy with it. So that was basically that. The next piece then goes on top. This is slightly different again in that the center part of the vivariums, so the roof of the bottom one, or the bottom of the top one, is on dowels into the sides, but the actual sides themselves just went straight into the old-fashioned kind of glue and screw method, which kind of saves a bit of time in terms of like laying things out and marking things. Yeah, I didn't unnecessarily use dowels when I didn't need to. Okay, so this is going together beautifully so far. I'm really happy with all these joints. I'm really happy with how these joints all fitted on the dowels. Everything lined up, but I did have a little poo yourself moment, because I'm like, what's happened here? Turns out I never actually trimmed this ball to the right size. So I did all my measurements. Luckily, I worked from the top down and marked the top on each board. So the sides have a top and a face, and the other side obviously has a top and then is marked right hand. So everything's measured from the top down, which has allowed for this to all work out right. But that had the potential to go really wrong there, because if I measured up from the bottom on one board and down from the top on this board, everything would have messed up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on building it so I can get these joints just to glue, and then once this is glued tomorrow, I will run a saw across this edge there and trim that to the right size. But yeah, there we go. Let's crack on. Okay, there we go. That is most of it built. What I've got to do now is drill the holes for the vents, and then we can get this thing varnished up and sealed, ready to go. Okay, so it's been a while since I last checked in on this build. It's all varnished, it's been sanded, it's ready to go. I've got just like a couple more jobs and this thing is good to go to the sanctuary. What I'm going to do first is fit the glass tracks and cut them and put them on. And then I've just got to put the vents in and do the sealant and then get some glass and we're good to go. So let's get the tracks done. Well, hey, there we go. So that is all complete. The vents are in, edges are sealed, tracks are on, the glass is good to go. I'm not going to fit the glass. We all know what glass looks like inside a vivarium, and I've got to pack this up and put this in the van anyway. And I've thrown in 2 of these heaters as well, or dome fittings. But yeah, I've just spoken to Jess at the sanctuary, and we're good to drop it round. So let's pack this up in the van and get this gone. Okay. So the Vivarium is in the back of the van. We're just driving down to Walcott and yeah, we're going to deliver it to the animal sanctuary.
Open the door, bud. Go and open the door.
Is it going straight in?
No, there's one thing in the way.
Oh, So there we have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video on building a 4x2x2 stack. It was quite interesting for me to build something like that that required a few different techniques that I haven't done before. But overall, I'm really happy with the results, and the guys at the sanctuary seem to be over the moon with these vivariums, and I'm sure I'm going to be doing more with them in the future. Apologies for the lack of footage in the reptile room. We actually delivered it quite late in the evening on the weekend after everyone had kind of finished doing what they needed to do. I didn't do any of the setting up or anything like that. I kind of gave them some equipment that I had lying about and put the vivarium in the reptile room and kind of left it for the guys there to set them up, depending on what animals they were going to put in. So yeah, it was far too late to do all of that. Below, I'm going to put a link to all these guys' socials, so you can check out what they do. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Yeah, but I couldn't help but I couldn't help but I couldn't help. So that being said, we were talking about, nope. Okay, so it's going together beautifully. Like this and all of these joints in here is so fucking cool. And yeah, I hope to catch you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.